Hello, we've been talking about perceived competence, and if you haven't watched the first video on perceived competence and what it is, go watch that video first and then drop back here, because today we're going to be talking about one of the other audits that you need to be doing to make sure that you are being perceived as the competent expert person you are in your organization, so that you can get paid, you can get promoted, and you can have the career path that you are really looking for within your organization. So if you haven't seen it already, go watch the video on perceived competence, and I'll be right here when you get back, because we're going to be talking about the second thing you need to be doing an audit on, which is your thoughts. So come back, watch the first video, come back, and we'll be doing the thought audit. So if you have watched the other video, let's talk about thoughts. I've said this many times, and I will keep saying it until my dying day. Everything you think will leak out of your body somehow or another. It just will. There is no way that it can't, unless you are a spy or unless you are a trained con artist. It is just not going to be any other way for all of us. Okay. So we need to be very clean and very clear about our thoughts. Otherwise, our perceived competence will drop, because we aren't going to show up physically, vocally, mentally, verbally, and linguistically. That really demonstrates our capability. So we have to have very clean thoughts. Now, one of the thoughts that really impacts us and makes it this much, much harder is a sense of not enoughness. So the things that I will typically hear people say are, I'm not smart enough, I'm not old enough, I'm not experienced enough, I'm not young enough, I'm too old. And those not enough thoughts, I haven't worked on this for long enough, I haven't been in this organization for long enough. Anything where there's an enoughness piece, that thought will impact on how you take up space. It will impact on the words you choose. It will impact on how strong your voice sounds. It will impact on how you breathe, whether you breathe slowly and deeply or whether you breathe rapidly and shallowly. And all of those aspects, when you add them together, add up to your perceived competence. So somebody will look at you, they will hear you, they will see you, and unconsciously rate you for your competence. So the first thing I would do is do an audit on your thoughts. Are any of your thoughts coming up with, I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, in any way, shape or form? Now, first of all, just notice them, right? Try and do this with the minimum amount of judgment possible. Don't let your inner critic go, see, there you go, you're doing that thing again. Not helpful for you and not helpful for the process. Okay, so just notice, there's another one. Interesting. There's another one. So just notice, first of all, those thoughts appearing. Now, when you've done that, I want you to flip the coin. I want you to look at the other side, and I want you to think about, what are all the things that you're currently doing that are already brilliant? Yeah. What's already working? And think about all the kinds of communication, whether that's one-to-one, whether that's in difficult situations, in crisis, whether that's when everything's going really calm, whether it's your ability to blue sky. Think about the kind of communication, the leadership communication that you already have that is already working. Because if we can focus on that, you will start to feel like it's basically filling up the bucket of enoughness. And we need to fill up the bucket of enoughness, right? We just do. But it has to start with us. Someone else can't come along and fill up that bucket for you. It just doesn't work. I can try, but really you have to fill it up. You have to be the one putting that information in and going, no, I am enough. No, I do this really well. I am incredibly sympathetic. Empathetic, not sympathetic, empathetic. I listen incredibly well. I'm able to synthesize and replay information back to people. So I want you to be thinking about all the things that you are already brilliant at and dismiss because you find it easy. And we're very, very good at doing that. We dismiss it because we find it easy. So you're going to notice those imposter thoughts. You're going to notice those not enough thoughts, and you're just going to note them down. You're not going to judge. Second of all, you're going to notice all the things that you're already doing brilliantly when it comes to communication, and fill up your own enoughness bucket. Yeah, we're trying to build up those reserves. And then the third thing you're going to do is, when you've got both those things, you're going to pick one piece for improvement. If you look at that list of all the things you feel are not enough, and you try and fix multiple things on that list, you're going to become overwhelmed really, really quickly, and you will stop making changes. You'll stop making improvements. Plus, when you get successes, you don't know which one of those things was the thing that worked. So we have to be a little bit scientific. We have to be a little bit empirical about this and reduce the chances of overwhelm, increase the chances of changing your thought patterns and your behavior. And we do one thing at a time. So pick the thing, have a look at that list. What is the one thing you think is really going to move the needle? Now, it could be as simple as, I'm going to speak up in every meeting. I'm going to wait until that point in the meeting when I feel I can add value, and I will speak up. I will do it in the meeting so everybody can hear me. It could be, I am not going to procrastinate over the perfection of my slides. I'm going to give myself a specific amount of time, and I'm going to spend that time and only that time on my slides, and I will not procrastinate over them, because the perfection of my slides is not a reflection of the quality of the work that I do. I mean, obviously there's a standard and we have to meet that standard, but fiddling about with fine details does not change who you are when you show up. It's about who you are when you show up that is really, really important. So I want you to pick one area for improvement and just focus on that. And when you feel like you've got that under your belt, that's when you can go back to that list and go, okay, how much more stuff can I chuck in my enoughness bucket? And what would I like to pick on my enoughness list now? Or actually, do any of these things still relevant? Or do I realize that they are not real? They are feelings and they're not facts, because it's very easy to get caught up in that cycle. Okay, so notice what is your not enoughness thoughts. Focus on all the things you're already doing that are brilliant and fill up that enoughness bucket. Pick one area for improvement, and you will notice a massive difference in your perceived competence within your team and the wider organization. I hope you found today really useful. If you like what we're talking about, please subscribe, please comment. If you've got questions, email me. It's emma@speakingatwork.co.uk. Tell your friends about this channel and tell us what you'd like to listen to. What would you like to learn about? We're happy to make videos. This is here for you. Tell us what you need to know and we will provide the learning and training for you. Take care, and we'll speak to you very soon. Bye for now.